이상한 분 주시고.
와,
임승이 하나.
공포물을 시작해야 해도 되는구나.
네. tenacity. Bear smash. Bear.
그냥 공이 그건가?
Bear. Bear mad. Bear run.
일반적인 불로 해결할 수 있는
Bear.
중이 아니다.
Mad.
체온이 떨어지지 않게
Bear
조심하도록.
run.
스쿼드도 맞춰서 장각이라 너무
Bear. Bear. Bear smash.
이게 너무 많아.
Human gauge.
스쿼드 하나 바꿔줘. 잡히면 대머리. 탈모는 없네요 저희.
Bear. Bear run. Bear smash. Human wolf.
카운터. 카운터도 안 쓰려고요.
Bear. 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 Bear run. Bear run. Bear run. Bear run. Ah!
형님 카운터 그냥.
Bear run. Bear smash. Oh, my build perfectly lines up now.
알카
Bear smash. Bear pound. Almost a week since Wildsoul came out, and a lot of people on twitch.tv/ZealsAmbitions, they've been asking for a first week review. We did the first impression day one video. A lot has changed since then, a lot new builds. Now, before I talk about Wildsoul, I want to give you guys a little bit of context. So let me show you my main, who has a gear score, combined gear score of 2841. People no longer look at eye level because eye levels are so deceiving. A 1690 versus another 1690 can be 20-30% difference in power. Where does that power come from? From every stat in the game, right? If you guys go into right here, in P, and then you go into here, you see your intellect, you see your weapon attack. They get all the stats, all the dexterity, main stat, and your accessories, as well as your bracelets, bracelet per skill, for example, like Death Slash. And they calculate your elixirs. Is it a level 5 attack or level 5 weapon attack? With all those numbers, your engravings, your rock, everything, every stat in the game. And with all the multipliers, additionals, ARK passives, and all of that, they come out with a gear score. So there's one for supporters. Now, what about baby Wildsoul? Well, Wildsoul so far first week is 1430, half of my blade, my main. And what about compared to another 1690 Zeals, right? So my weakest main character, she's 1643, even though it's the same eye level. Wildsoul's missing a lot of things. It's only 1 week old. She's a little baby. So she's missing this. I know we're in Trixian, so it looks like I have all of that, but I don't have all of that in the actual fight. And the reason I'm explaining this is because I'm going to be showing you guys some of the raids that I did, like the Behemoth, as well as A-Gear, and then the new static. I need to make a video about the new static. We did Belshazzar. So if you're thinking, oh, she does ZDPS, no, not really. She's actually strong. So my other characters, if you do Brel, you guys unlock this. That's pretty huge. You know what I mean? Like 8% more damage to my yellow and blue skills. What? TLDR, just because she's 1690, don't grade her as a 1690. She's missing a lot of things. All right. So with that explained, let me explain how this Wildsoul works. Okay, I'm gonna try to simplify it as much as possible. This is not a guide or min-max. It's a first week impression, okay? How she's progressing along. And as for the build, it's kind of settled down. It's kind of finalized for the first build phase. It's not the best build yet. People are still gonna come up with better builds. So preliminary build is done, kind of, okay? All right, so let me show you guys how this works, and I'll give you my review, okay? So we have these green skills. The teal skills are human skills. So you're gonna watch me do fights, and I'm gonna be like saying human skill, human skill, human skill, right? So the human skill, think of it like utility, but also good for keeping up adrenaline. So I like that. That's very modern. This one is a counter skill. So you could put tripod to dash forward. And this one is your synergy. Synergy right here. Synergy right there, boys. Right? I set that in the day one video, and people still ask what's your synergy. They don't watch the whole video. Typical Lost Ark viewer. So that's the human form skills. Human form skills, they serve the purpose of utility and utility. And also, you want to fill up this orb, the human gauge. I'll explain why. Okay? And also, it's good to exit out of people. You know, some people watch 5 minutes of the gameplay like, oh, bear looks clunky, Zeals. It's not for me. Just exit out, bro. Or you could go from bear. In emergency situation, go back to fox, and look at that. Look how fast she is. Exit that as well. So that's the thing. You don't stay in the form permanently. You can control. You could juggle. There's a lot of freedom with that. So you could go from bear. And then you could stay bear. Or, right? Like a lot of people will message you in game. You get really popular. They love the bear. And then you could exit it out. Like that. Exit it out. Come out. Come out, right? So as you can see, you see that the human gauge, it generates like that? When I go use these yellow, the bear skills, and the blue skills, the gauge goes down. This one. There's two different gauge systems, so it's depleting it. It's depleting it, you see that? So once you deplete all of it, let's look at what happens. When we deplete all... Look at that. If you use the animal skills, it gets depleted. And then you cannot use your animal skills. Ah, that's why the human skill exists. You balance it with the human skills. You want to juggle. So you want to come out, put your synergy. You're going to do that anyways, right? And then you fill up the gauge really quickly. And then you go back into animal form. All right, so that's the basics. But how does it look in combat? Well, you know, you want to get your adrenaline, put your little synergy skill. I'm not saying this is like the optimal rotation. Let me just simplify it casual way. So you could start your fight like this. You have the full gauge with the awakening potion, right? So put your synergy, and then you want to transform into bear. So instead of pressing like something like Z, you just use a bear skill. So bear you can, and you can see there's a stack here. You see that? There's a little stack. Put the synergy, bear you can, put it on cooldown, bear smash, there's 2 stacks, and then bear roar, which gives tenacity and a shield. Look at that. Look at that shield. And then you Z. And then, what do you do next? Back to human form to fill up the jar. Back to human form to refresh your synergy, fill up the jar. You don't even have to cast skills. And then you go into wolf. You go into wolf. And then wolf Z. And then back to human. Back to human. Right? It generates like that. And then back to bear. T. Fill up the bear gauge. Back to human. Fill up the middle jar. And then go into fox. You see how the fox skills are lining up? You see how they're about to come off cooldown? And then bear skills this time. Bear skills while waiting for T. And then Z. So 2 rounds of bear skills equals Z. Back to human. And you see this 4, 5? They're all about to come off cooldown. Right? Yeah, so like that. That's fox. Back to human. Back to human. Fill up the jar. And then T. And then back to human. So that's how the rotation goes, guys. It's very simple. At the start of the fight, you don't have to always start with bear. If the boss is far at the beginning, you want to reposition like this as a fox into a Z. Fox Z does a lot of damage. And then quickly do this. And then try to fit the bear Z within the atrophin. So you want to kind of atrophin the fox Z and the bear Z together with the 3 stacks. And look at the wolf skills coming off cooldown right there. And then we have another set of skills right there as a backup. So it protects the floor. And the bear skills are now coming off the cooldown as well. See, it's just perfectly built. Perfectly built. And then the fox skill, and then boom, use 2 fox skills, 2 rounds of fox skills, and then there's a Z. And then you use 2 rounds of bear skills, and you get a Z. And you notice like I'm running out of mana. That's because I don't have the ARK passive points to lower the mana on my T skills. So the T skill is eating a lot of mana right there. So there's 2 stacks. It's awesome. It protects in case you screwed up. There's 2 stacks and they line up perfectly for now. Let's say I want to just tenacity. So you could just tenacity. Right? You could just tenacity. The skill during the cast has tenacity into another tenacity. And then you're like, oh my god, the boss is about to do a very dangerous pattern. Then you just run through. The skill runs through the boss. It's really modern. Think of it like remaining energy. Yeah, the fox feels nimble and quick. Bear feels very chunky. It's not clunky. That's still fast. That's still fast. You can still move. This has tenacity built in, as you can move to reposition. And obviously the human skills are very snappy. Very, very snappy. Look at that poke. It's like a League of Legends poking, right? And the fox skill, this skill is really nice. It's modern. You could cast it while moving. Look at this. Look at that. So you pair this with this together. Watch. Go through the boss, reposition, and then breathe into a Z that gives tenacity. Fox is a very good repositioning skill. Every time you go into fox mode, you kind of want to reposition yourself, right? So bear, 3 bear skills, bear Z, and let's say the boss is about to eat you alive, right? So quickly build some human gauge, and then the boss is about to do a pattern, so channel, reposition, let's say this is safe. Safely build gauge here, safely back to human form, and then let, you know, back to bear. Oh, boss about to hit you, tenacity, get a shield, and then slam. And then safely build human gauge, and then the boss is looking at you again. Like that. Well, obviously you don't want to turn the boss, but like looking at you to do like a red pattern, right? So that's how it goes. Get some mobility as well. Like if I want to go through the boss like this. See, that's what Slayer lacks. It's a back attack class, but you can't go through the boss like remaining energy or Reaper. Right? So like it doesn't really make sense, but this class makes sense. It's not back attack. And she can go through the boss to reposition. Right? Just, it is what you're seeing. A fox can run with its 4 legs, run out of trouble, get into safety. Bear, you know, bear is bear. Bear can take some hits. Tenacity, shield, bear. Bear can take some punches. And also, she has a lot of base crit, so 30% base crit. And then, if you're in bear form, reduce damage taken by 10%. See? Bear acts like a bear. Remember, but like, it's not like, oh, permanently in bear, so slow, uninstall. No. No. Sometimes I'm only in bear form for like 1.8 seconds, right? And sometimes during that duration, I have the tenacity and shield. So it's really nice. Look at this. Look at this class engraving. 30% crit to only animal skills. People are like, people in Korea, they're like, they can't read just like NAU, right? So they go to Trixie and they're like, oh, how come I don't have 100% crit? How come I have 80%? Because animal skills. These are not animal skills. They're human, animal, bear, fox. So that has 30%. And that's where the most of the damage is. So like human, yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, so anyways, 30%, just think of it as 30% crit, okay? And then bear form, 10% damage reduced. The wolf form increases attack speed by 20%. So like mass increase is doable. Mass increase, right? Like let's say like you don't have Hitmaster relic engraving, but you have mass increase. Then it's okay. The class engravings are fine. I like them. They're pretty modern. So far, she has really good potential. I would recommend this to new players. I would recommend this to any role players like me. She really made Lost Ark raiding fun when I feel like Lost Ark raiding isn't fun because we've been killing Thaemon 1,000 times, right? So just being able to like this is exactly what I predicted. Like when you kill a boss in this bear form, yeah, like it's just so funny, man. Like this bear form, it just makes me laugh, right? Like the whole point of this class is logging in and then smiling. She cracks me up, dude. Like look at the way she runs, right? Whee! Throws so free, and then the wolf. The wolf, when the wolf gets hit, it barks. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, right? Yap, yap, yelp, yelp. And then the bear. Bear. Big. Bear. Small. Wait, bear not small. Bear, big. Bear, smash! Bear, scratch! I just love that, bro. Like, I feel like I forget that I'm playing Lost Ark. And I feel like I'm not really doing the same raids again. Sometimes I don't even know what bar I'm at. I'm like, what? Wait, the fight just ended? Because I'm having fun, man. Having fun again. So, in terms of how do I feel 1 week in? I've made every new class. I've jacked all of them. Soul Eater, Breaker, Slayer, etc. How do I feel? I know this honeymoon. I had honeymoon phase for Slayer. I had honeymoon phase for all those classes. How do I feel right now? Wildsoul, I think, is going to be a keeper. I want to make another one. And she also got a really good bracelet on stream. We spent 4,900 gold on this. Really good bracelet. Almost 7% crit on that. And 1.5% more damage when I crit. And my crit is near 100% in beast mode, right? In beast mode. So that's my first impressions. And obviously this is not a guide, and like perfect rotation and settings will come later. But yeah. She is really fun, really modern, and I strongly feel is new player friendly as well. Lost Ark art is going. It's going silly goofball mode, right? Look at the skins that we've been getting, the Argo skin. So it's like going down the route of goofiness. So yeah, she is goofy and she's fun. I get a lot of attention in raids. And just like playing the bear, like you know, like when I play Slayer and I fall down, I'm like, God damn, I hate this class. But then when I fall down as a bear, it's just so cute, right? When the bear falls, it sits, right? It's sitting there. I'm like, dude, it looks so dumb in a good way, like it's so cute. It perfectly captured the Yaz. This is what Yaz is about. It's not super serious. She's not gonna show her rib cages like a necromancer, undead mage, and raise the dead off the floor. That's not what Yaz is about. Yaz is about, you know, killing things with cuteness and kindness. Yeah, so she does that. It captures it very well. And then the animal modes, the fox mode and the bear modes, they really did a good job, even though we don't use like 8 of those skills. We use 3 wolf skills and 3 bear in this build. And even then, when I use those bear skills, I feel like a bear. They really capture that really well. It feels like a bear. It feels like a bear. And the fox feels nimble and fast. Right? Look at that. Even like just walking fast, attacking fast. And then the bear is thick. Thick, right? Like he has a fucking 16-inch cock. Thick, dude. He has damage reduce. And he has tenacity and shield right there. This gives a lot of gauge, bear gauge. And speaking of which, I have also damage reduce coming from my chest. So I have no worries for EHP. I feel good, man. I feel good. Repositioning is good. Attacking from different positions feel good. Building the gauge feels modern. I don't really have a complaint, to be honest. Now, if you're looking for macho, big Giga Chat muscle man or big titty, you know, that's not the class, obviously. Why did you click this video, right? Or why did you click this stream? Right, she captured what she's supposed to do, like how she was advertised very well. Highly recommend this build. Highly recommended. A lot of tenacity, a lot of EHP, a lot of mobility. And then you could pick that. You could like, oh, when I need mobility, I use mobility. When I need shield and tenacity, I could use tenacity and shield. Like a bad class design is like Slayer counter, for example. It has synergy and counter and it builds gauge, right? So that's really bad. What if I want to like counter? I have 3 counters. I have 3, 1 and then 2 charges of these. So when like the skill's on cooldown and I can't participate in counter, that feels bad, right? But not this class. So same thing with 2 emergency tenacity buttons, right? 2 emergency tenacity buttons. Again, right? Like that's what a modern class is. You have a skill as a backup. It's not like, oh, I already used my tenacity. What do I do? Yeah, I don't have any more backups. I use my awakening. Awakening's a cooldown. My Z's on cooldown. My skills on cooldown. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, well, this class has a lot of answers to that.